Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we're diving into a report so exciting, it's like finding out your doctor actually enjoys paperwork. We are going to look at Travere Therapeutics and see what they've been up to recently. Before we start, if you appreciate getting straight insights from corporate documents, make sure you're subscribed. We also have a Discord community linked in the description below where we can discuss more in-depth. In short, this report basically covers the annual meeting where shareholders voted on a few important things, including who gets to sit on the board and how much stock they can give out to employees. Let's get into the details. First off, the company held its annual meeting on May 15th. A little over 79 million shares were represented either in person or by proxy, meaning they voted even though they weren't there. That's a pretty good turnout. One of the main things they voted on was electing directors, the people who are on the board. All 10 people nominated got the thumbs up from the shareholders. People like Roy Bain, Suzanne Brune and Timothy Coughlin are in for another term, so no big surprises there. Another important vote was about the company's stock plan. This is where they give employees stock as part of their pay. The company wanted to add 4 million more shares to the plan. That's a lot of potential stock awards. The shareholders agreed, so now Travere has more shares to use for employee compensation and incentives. While most people voted for it, not everyone was thrilled. About 2.8 million votes were against it, with only 40,020 abstaining. This means that some shareholders were not so happy with the way the equity incentive plan is structured, or they simply didn't think there should be an additional issuance of shares. Next up, the shareholders got to vote on the pay packages for the top executives, called named executive officers. This vote is advisory, meaning the company doesn't have to do what the shareholders say, but it's a good way to see if people are happy with how much the big bosses are making. Most shareholders gave it a thumbs up, with over 71.9 million votes in favour. Still, about 2.6 million voted against, showing that some people think the executives are getting paid too much. Finally, there was a vote to ratify Ernst & Young LL as the company's independent accounting firm for the current fiscal year. This is like checking that the people watching the money are trustworthy. The shareholders overwhelmingly approved this choice, with almost everyone voting in favour. So Ernst & Young will continue to keep an eye on Travere's finances. Since we have covered the shareholders meeting, let's move on to the exhibits. These are additional documents filed with the report. Exhibit 99.1 is the amended equity incentive plan we discussed earlier. This is the legal document that spells out all the details of the stock plan. If you really want to get into the nitty-gritty, you can read through this. Now let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. From this filing, it seems like Travere Therapeutics is running a pretty standard operation. They held their annual meeting, shareholders voted on the usual stuff, and everything passed. Nothing too earth-shattering here. However, it's important to remember that this report is just a snapshot of a single day in the life of the company. It doesn't tell us much about how well the company is actually doing financially or what challenges they might be facing. To get a better sense of that, we'd need to dig into their financial statements like their 10K or 10Q reports. Those reports would give us a much clearer picture of their revenue, expenses, profits, and cash flow. Without those numbers, it's hard to say for sure how well Travere is doing, but based on this report alone, it seems like they're at least keeping things running smoothly from a governance perspective. So what's the bottom line? This report is mostly about housekeeping, making sure the company is following the rules and keeping the shareholders happy. It's not the most exciting stuff, but it's important for the company to stay on track. Travere seems to be maintaining a steady course, though, without deeper financial data. Assessing their true strength and future potential remains challenging. Keeping an eye on their subsequent financial disclosures will be crucial. Alright, that's our breakdown of Travere Therapeutics' latest filing. What's your take on these votes and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching, see you next time.